guys? How we doing? Good.
And I think one of the last times we talked to you in the fall, you were talking about how you were talking in your sleep. Your depth was so bad at the wide receiver position, and you're sort of scratching your head. Your wife was waking up.
Yeah.
How different is it out there for you right now this spring?
Oh, it's a lot different. I mean, we still need some depth, but it's better. Certainly better than it was, and it's a whole different group, different mindset. Year into it, new faces. So it's been fun. You know, we're making mistakes. We're not playing great right now, but it's fun to see a bunch of talented guys, and you know, I can coach them up. So it's been fun.
Josh and Vaughn, how have they sort of taken to the first 4 practices, I guess?
You know, good. They're very talented, so you can see the talent on the field. Now, as far as how we practice and our culture and consistency and performance, you know, long way to go, obviously. But we knew that, and it's going to take some time. But it's fun to coach him. Vaughn has endless energy. You know, he'll tap me on the butt when I'm yelling at him. I love that. You know, and we got to remember he's 3 years older than Josh. Josh is still a puppy, so he's going to make some mistakes. He's hard on himself because they're competitors, but they're doing great. They're fun to coach. I'm excited about them.
Zach, how many JUCO guys have you had before? Is it maybe surprised to have a guy come in with so much energy like that? Because sometimes maybe guys, it was easier where they were than coming in here.
No, you know what? That's just his personality. It just depends on the kid. Jonathan Johnson's a lot of the same way. You know, he doesn't have that boundless energy like Vaughn does. I'm not sure Vaughn has an off switch, which is good. You know, he doesn't have a bad day. He's a glass half full all the time kid, and we like to be around that. And Jonathan is about that way as well. So they're all different.
With Vaughn, he seems natural looking in the slot there.
Yeah.
You like what you've seen in that position? I know it's obviously a big part of this offense.
Yeah, well, as you saw him, he's been playing everything. He's inside, he's outside, he's number 2 in trips. We've really made a push this year because it's a year 2 in the offense, because we have so many pieces to the puzzles. Those guys are playing everything. We're formation. You're never going to know where Marquez North is anymore. You're going to guess. We're going to move them everywhere. Vaughn's the same way. So we want to use. Everyone's got a certain skill set. We want to use that skill set.
He had a pretty good catch over there today. Has that been kind of regular for him? Has he been doing that quite a bit?
You know what? He's been a little inconsistent only because he doesn't know what he's doing yet. The game is still fast for him, but he's ultra talented. There's no doubt about it. He makes acrobatic catches just like he did at Feather River. He's made a couple here in the last couple of years.
How polished is he in terms of route running and things like that? Because I think we can see the athleticism.
Yeah,
you know,
not very polished. I mean, that's going to take some work. But I knew that. I mean, he's raw, he's gifted, he's athletic. He picks it up pretty fast. He's got a long way to go as far as how to be a true receiver. But it's fun to coach him because he can pick it up pretty quick.
How much has Marquez benefited from having a couple of guys out there like Vaughn and like Josh that can not only take the pressure off him?
I was teasing him today. He's also really, really sick. He came out here with a big-time fever, and he told Michael Jordan had 42 in the fourth when he had the flu. But I said, hey, did you come to practice today? I don't, who are you? Where's Marquez? I was just teasing him to get into him a little bit. He's benefited tremendously, and he's been, one of the reasons those two are coming along is because he's been a great leader to those guys. His game has also improved, and it's scary how much better he can still get. But he's been great. He had a great offseason.
Jason Kroom looks like a different receiver from this point last spring. What have you seen from him, and where do you see him fitting in the offense?
Yeah. Well, he's playing with his body. He's playing as big as he is finally. I still think there's a lot more in the tank. Scary enough. But you know, he's started, the game's slowing down a little bit for him. He's starting to understand what he can do, use his body. He really didn't understand that the last year. He's a great kid too. I love coaching him. I'm hard on him because he can take it. But he's certainly slowly but surely become looking like an SEC receiver. So it's fun to watch.
From watching your group, it seems like they're more vocal communication in terms of coaching each other up.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that?
Yeah, because I tell them to do that.
So how much of a relief is that for you, and how much does it, I mean, after last year where you were just kind of starting from scratch?
Yeah. It's a big-time relief. You know, the great groups I've had coach each other. And now that they can spit back my language, they can really coach each other. You know, so this winter has been great for them. Then they'll take another step here this summer and another step here in the fall. So they know what I want, they know what I'm looking for, and they're all unselfish guys, man. There's not a selfish guy in that room. So they're coaching Vaughn, they're coaching Josh. I mean, Jason yesterday, we had a drive going. He was about on play 5, and I don't think he could walk. He was so tired. And we call a play to him for a touchdown, and I just knew that he wasn't going to be able to get open because he was so spent. I got him out. I put fresh Josh Malone in there, and he goes and scores a touchdown. And Jason comes up to me and taps me on the butt. He goes, Nice job, coach. He knew it. So they're playing off each other, which is, and next time it'll be the other way around. So it's fun to have that ability right now.
Did both Josh and Vaughn, did they come in with a sense of urgency knowing they had a good opportunity to earn playing time?
You know what? I don't know that. I think it's hard to tell. Josh has got to work on his urgency because he's a high school senior. He should be going to the prom. I mean, you know, station camp is a little different than what he's seeing out here. And that's all the freshmen. And so I think he's understanding that, wow, when they say urgency, holy cow, there's a whole nother level of urgency that he doesn't know yet. Vaughn knows his window's a little smaller, I think. So he's got a different time clock maybe in his head, just from a, you know, just human nature standpoint. He knows. So the urgency level is a little bit different, but they'll both come along.
Do you see a difference?
Tennessee and the SEC, I don't want to go back. And that's neat to hear him say that, you know, that he's done that. He doesn't want, he's got an opportunity that someone laid in front of him. He's going to take full advantage of it. So he goes, Coach, this is easy. Real life stuff, that's hard. I'm good. I want to stay here. So that's why he is the way he is.
In the media, especially during spring, we kind of latch on to any storyline, and obviously Vaughn's been the storyline in the first 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that going to his head this early in the process? It's a long way to real games.
I don't worry about it. Maybe when he leaves this building I do, but he's not wired like that, oddly enough. You know, I got to guard against it, but I'm pretty good at keeping those guys level-headed. So no, I'm not worried about it yet.
It looked like on the practice before today, there were a lot of chemistry issues. It seemed like between quarterbacks, wide receivers. It looked a lot better today. Was it just the first day of pads, and then is that the biggest difference?
Yeah, and I think they're all still getting to know each other. I mean, we have 4 different quarterbacks and almost a brand new group of wideouts, so it's going to be a little up and down right now, absolutely. And so yeah, I think the first day of pads, it was 20 degrees hotter than it had been the whole time. And I think they were swimming a little bit, and you know, they didn't come out with that same pep in their step, that same timing. And we practiced Saturday morning and Friday evening. So from our position, we run so much, one step slower, timing off. So I think there was a couple things that added to that. But I wasn't worried. I knew we'd get it.
And then how do you think the tempo of practice evolved from the practice before today to today?
I think it's getting better every day. I think if you look at our practice now as compared to last year, it's night and day. And I think I'm pretty sure there'll be some ups and downs in spring ball with 50% of these kids being brand new. But man, it seems like every day it's starting to clip a little bit faster.
You haven't mentioned Josh Smith yet, kind of returning starter, had an up and down season,
Yeah.
health, everything. Where does he stand this spring, and what have you seen from him so far, 4 practices in?
You know, Josh had that knee surgery right after the season, so it really hampered his development this winter. While everyone else is running routes, he's rehabbing. So he's really the same player right now that he was at the end of the season. So we got to speed him up. And he didn't have the conditioning level either. So not only did he not get the technique, he didn't get the conditioning level. So he's a little bit farther behind. Well, he's a lot farther behind than I'd wanted him because of the surgery. So I got to catch him up. That's why maybe he's not up with those other guys just yet. But he's a tough kid, man. I mean, he comes out here and competes. And, I mean, his first full go was the week we started. That was when he was cleared. So, I mean, for him to come out here and pound like you wouldn't even know it is different now. You can tell his technique, he's a little rusty, all that, but he'll be fine. I got to catch him up.
He 100% healthy right now?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's 100%. Full go, he's rolling.
I'm sure you've been asked already, but
Yes, no problem.
Josh Malone, though, him come in, just how's he been so far? Does it look like like you said, a high school senior still learning in that sense, or is he?
Yeah, sure, it sure has. But a very talented high school senior. So he's a very talented young man, and he's competitive. He'll be a great player around here. He's got to learn how we play our style. He's got to learn consistency and performance, which he doesn't yet. He's up and down, like we would expect. And I got to coach him. That's my job. As far as running real fast and jumping high and all that, he can do all that. I just got to coach him on all the other things. And our culture, the way we play around here, is a little bit different than other places. So it takes a second to get going. So I'm not expecting overnight success, but he's been fun to coach so far.